Well, hello everybody. I'm sorry I was running just a couple minutes late trying to get everything set up, but I think we are ready to go now. So I'm just going to check to make sure I'm online, and it looks like I am. So if you're watching, just give me a hello in the comments, and yeah, let's just get started. I'll tell you what I'm using. So, as you know, we have several items retiring. They're on the last chance list, and several of them are discounted. So, the first item I'm going to be using is Go To Greetings. I'm very sad that this one is going away because it has so many wonderful things. It has the happy birthday, thinking of you, just a note, and thank you in three different fonts and three different sizes. So this one is just a wonderful greeting set to have. If you do not own it yet, you definitely want to buy it before it disappears off of that last chance list. And definitely no later than the end of April because everything will go away on the end of April, even if it hasn't sold out yet. And then I want to use the artistic dies. Now the artistic dies go with the artistically inked stamp set, which has run out. Supplies of that one has run out, but you have two standalone dies that are absolutely gorgeous in this set, and this die set is half price. So, it's definitely worth getting it. And I'm sure you could figure out ways to make some flowers and things just with the outlines. So don't pass up the artistic die set, especially at 50% off. So then we also have the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. And this one you can cut apart and make, use all kinds of little background pieces on your cards. And then we have these great floral patterns, and we also have some great water washes on the back side. Let me see if I can spread these all out. And then this one has the daisies that are all down at the bottom here. So on the back side you do have color washes, all these beautiful color washes. Let me see if I can pull that blue one out. I've used most of that. So I've been using this for the last year, and it is a great um, set to use. So I'm going to be using this paper here. I did cut this out. I'm using this as my main layer on my card today. So I'm bringing in a card base of Pretty Peacock, and it is the standard card base, which is 5.5 inches, 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So, and then it is scored at the 4.25 inch mark, which is half of 8.5. So we have our card base. Let's go ahead and fold that. Use our bone folder to make a nice crease. And I have found my bone folder. I think last week it was missing in action, but I have found my bone folder now. So we have our card base, and then I have a piece of the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And I don't know if you can see this. Maybe if I hold it up really close to the camera, you can kind of see it has kind of a texture to it, and it is kind of thick. So we're going to use that, but I wanted some gold paper, and I couldn't find my gold foil. So I decided to use the Metallic Enamel Effects Basics, the gold. It does come in silver and copper, so you get gold, silver, and copper for the one price. It is a set. So I decided to take this and just a paintbrush that I had. I did go ahead and get it just a little bit damp. Um, so it's not really wet, but it's just a little bit damp, not totally dry. And then I took my Enamel Effects Basics, the gold, and I just kind of spread it out. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just kind of spread it out and then used I'm going to put a different piece of scratch paper behind me and just kind of spread that out, spread it to the edges, and just kind of created a piece of kind of shimmery gold. It's not as, doesn't have quite as dark or bright of a gold as the gold foil, but it does come out really pretty. And of course, the more you put on, the more it does become gold. And if you get little, little pieces off your brush, don't worry about that. That just adds a little more texture. And then it will be kind of wet and it will tend to curl. And you can let it air dry, but I'm always in a hurry, so I used my heat tool and got that all dry, and it does start flattening out when it's dry. So I didn't turn that on just so you could wouldn't have to hear that in the background. So then there's my piece, and you can see I got some little brush hairs there, but I took and die cut this piece out of the paper that I'm going to use as a layer. And then when I wanted to get all these little pieces out here, I took a brush end. I have a brush end tip for my Take Your Pick tool. And I have several handles so that I can have them all dedicated for what I want them as. And I brushed it, and then if there were any little strays, I went ahead with the piercing end and poked the rest of those out. But it does, the die brush tip does come with the foam mat, so you can do that very easily. This has already been done for me. So I have this, and I did cut, and this layer is, I should tell you what size this is. This is 4 inches by 5¼ inches. So it does give our standard kind of layer around. And then I wanted this one, the next layer down. So this one is 3¾ by 5. So I did have to cut this down a little bit from what it was on the designer series paper. So those layers will all go like that. So I'm going to go ahead and attach those. Set that aside for a minute. So I'll go ahead and just attach those. I'm going to use some of the Tombow Mono adhesive, multi-purpose liquid glue. And just getting that, being careful not to go too close to the edge and kind of smoothing it out. So I always like to use the skinny tip because I feel like I can control it better. So let's go ahead and attach this onto our card base. And the multi-purpose liquid glue does allow you to have a short amount of time to kind of get that placed exactly where you want it. I'm not going to worry about that being up like that because once I glue this down, it will be fine. So some people call this green glue because of the green caps. So I'm going to put some in the middle because we do have that part. It's kind of open here that I want to make sure that attaches. So that is all attached. Now to attach this one, I could have put some of my favorite adhesive sheets on the back before I die cut it, but I was afraid that it was going to be so thick it might be a problem. So I am taking my silicone mat, turning it over, and just a piece of sponge, and I'm just going to put some glue right up in the corner here, and that glue will dry and it will just peel right off. So I'm just dabbing this on the back here. So we're just getting a little sticky on the back of each of these pieces. Turn this around. Hopefully I've got enough glue out here. Oh, hi, I'm glad you guys are watching wherever you are. And I hope you're having something good to eat at that restaurant, Rose. So yes, this is very beautiful. And this is going to go on here. So I'm just going to kind of lay it where I want it. Not really sticking it down yet because I might want to change it a little bit. I'm just sort of sticking it down, not quite. Now I did choose to use the Just a Note from that Go To Greetings stamp set and Pretty Peacock ink to match the Pretty Peacock Designer Series paper and the Pretty Peacock card base. So I went ahead and stamped that because almost all of you who watch me know how to stamp. So I did skip that. If for some reason there's anybody watching this live or on replay that doesn't know how to stamp, you're very, very new, please put that in the comments and I'll make sure that I do the stamping next time. So I'm just going to use some tweezers here. Okay, this, I should tell you what this is. This is a 1" by 3" piece. So then this piece I wanted a skinny border, so I just went 1/8 of an inch larger. So this is 1 1/8 by 3 1/8. So that gives you just a skinny border versus the regular um, eighth of, this gives you a 1/16 of an inch border when you go 1/8 of an inch larger, and then when you go 1/4 of an inch larger it gives you 1/8 of an inch, which is what we've got here. So we have that, and I'm just going to take, I want some of the black dimensionals. The black dimensionals come with half your sheets are the regular size and half your sheets are the mini size. And it's a combo pack. So I am going to just do this, get some little edge pieces here. Then I think I do want one right in the middle. Yes, that will be good. Okay, where's my take your pick tool with my piercing end? Uh-oh, make sure they're stuck on good first. Press them down, and then you can use the tool to pick off just the paper part. Oh, why is it not doing that today? Come on. Maybe if I need to go to the edge. There we go. Now it's coming. Let's see if my others work. There we go. So these two are working. Get those papers off. This one and this one. Okay, so just the one was being stubborn. So I left this up. I didn't really stick that down yet because I wanted some of those leaves to kind of overlap this just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out where I want to. This is going right at the edge of the gold, and I have some of the leaves kind of just barely overlapping. Now I'm going to go ahead and push all of those down. So this is just barely overlapping. Make sure those are all pushed down good. So there you have the card. Now it needs a little embellishment. So I'm bringing in the adhesive back sparkle gems. And these come in gold, silver, and black. So what am I going to use? I think I want a large one. And I want it right here. And I don't know if I want any more. Let's see what we think. Let's see. Those are not completely down, so I might change my mind. Okay, tell me what you think. Do you like the just one, or do you like the additional ones that I put on there? So I'm going to work on the inside and see if any of you chime in to see whether we just like the one or we like the additional gems as well. All right, now we're going to work on the inside. So like I said, I took that piece on this designer series paper. It was from there. When you cut this piece out, it is a 4" by 5¼ piece. But I needed it a little bit smaller because I put this layer in between. So if you joined late, be sure and come back and watch the beginning because I did use the metallic enamel effects, um, the gold that comes in the 3-pack, and I made my own gold tone metallic paper like so with the um, watercolor paper and a brush. So be sure and watch the beginning of this on replay if you missed the beginning. So I've got these leftover pieces, and I'm going to use these on the inside. Get the long one here. So I'm going all the way to the edge here. This is where the the liquid glue comes in really handy when you're trying to do a little strip like this and you're trying to get it um, even and how you want it, get it straight. Just a little bit more on this piece. And I think I'll try to use my tweezers this time. I want it this way. And we're going to try to get that straight before it sticks too much. So there we used just those tiny little leftover strips from the that we cut off this piece of designer series paper, and that makes a nice little embellishment for the inside of our card. We can go ahead and attach that because I will just make a handwritten note on the inside of this one. Tweezers do help if you don't want to get your fingers completely gluey and all sticky. Alright, so we have the inside and the outside. This was a very quick little card. And as always, if you saw something on my table, because Joy is a very messy crafter, that I didn't use in my presentation, just make a note of it in the comments. It's a fun little game that we play. Oh, good. So some of you like the 3 jewels. I think since they're on there, I will just keep it that way. I think it would be great either way, because some of you like it both ways. So I'm just going to make sure those are stuck down good. And this is all stuck down good. So there we have our quick little just a note card. The feel of this, because it's got the gold and the deep rich jewel tone of the pretty peacock, it makes it look, and then the script here, it makes it look like a very elegant card. So I hope you have enjoyed this presentation, and again, put any questions or comments in the comment section, and I will go back after and I will reply to your comments. Until next time, bye.